Many moons ago, we did a predictions video here on my channel, link in the top right hand corner, from a very early perspective of before any transfers had even gone through properly anyway. I think it was like before the first day of the transfer window properly opening. It's now the transfer window now, and we haven't done that one yet. We'll do that soon. And we predicted the Premier League predictions versus myself, the Football Manager game, Football Manager 2024, and a random wheel. I was hoping for this year to do it on Football Manager 2025, but obviously that got cancelled, so we won't be doing that on Football Manager 2025. I guess I'll do it on Football Manager 2024 again. Who knows? Maybe it might be right, but we're going to have a look back and have a look and see who's right. Starting with AFC Bournemouth. Let's see what we said about AFC Bournemouth.
That AFC Bournemouth will finish here. 12th, 13th and 11th. I'm predicting 12th, exactly the same as last time. I don't think anything special is going to happen. Football Manager thinks 13th. Football Manager thinks they'll take a step backwards, but I believe Football Manager has them 13th on goal difference, which is, I think, probably fair. And the wheel, when we spun it, predicted they'll finish 11th. Which, you know what, I think they can finish in any one of these three positions.
Well, they didn't finish in any of those positions. They finished in 9th. So, technically speaking, the random wheel is closest. But, you know, none of us thought they would finish in 9th. Their highest position they finished in probably ever. I don't think they finished it any higher than that. But let's see what we all said about Arsenal.
We all think Arsenal finishes. I think 2nd. Football Manager thinks 2nd. The wheel predicts 6th. Well, that's an interesting one. I don't know why the wheel thinks 6th, but it's random, so it had no idea. I mean, I've really put them 2nd, providing that they hadn't bought a number 9. If they buy a number 9 between now and the end of the summer transfer window, I will change that to 1st. If they do not, I will keep that as 2nd, because I do not believe that they can beat Manchester City without a decent number 9.
And yes, indeed, they did finish 2nd, so both me and Football Manager were completely correct. The wheel, miles off. So if you're keeping track, it's the random wheel won, me and Football Manager won each, so we're all tied. And yep, we were spot on, I guess. But let's see what we thought about Aston Villa.
Let's see where everyone predicted to finish. I predicted 6th, Football Manager predicted 7th, and the wheel predicted 19th. It was the 2nd team to come up. Oh god, that was a bit of a surprise. But yeah, I thought 6th, mainly because they have Champions League football. I still think they have good signings and good players to manage 6th, but they will definitely take a step back from Champions League football. I think they'll finish top 6, possibly top 8. I reckon they'll finish no lower than 8th.
Yes, I was spot on there. Aston Villa did finish in 6th. Champions League football kind of did take it out of them. Not really. I guess they got absolutely battered by PSG. They're in Europe, I think, the Europa League. I'm not entirely sure. Who knows? But yeah, kind of spot on. Let's see what we thought about Brentford next.
So, I think I've been a bit too optimistic here. But let's see what our predictions are. I predicted 10th. Football Manager thinks 8th. And the wheel predicts 15th. I think the wheel has actually smashed this.
Well, no, the wheel did not smash it. I smashed it. I got it absolutely spot on. 10th place. Holy crap. 2 for 2 on actual predictions. That's not bad going. Can I make it 3 for 3 with our prediction of Brighton? Let's see now, shall we, with our predictions of Brighton, what we said.
This is an interesting one on all parts. I think I predicted a bit better than last season, because last season they disappointed. But Brighton Hove Albion, I predicted 8th. Football Manager predicted 10th, and the wheel is very optimistic about your chances. They think you're going to finish 2nd. You're not going to like who you're behind. I know, actually, you will like who you're behind, but yeah, the wheel thought you'd finish 2nd, but that's not happening. I think 10th is probably fair. 8th could happen. It depends on who their manager is. I don't know who it is.
3 for 3, 8th place. They definitely did get a manager I'd never heard of. Hertzberger. He's like a baby or something, I don't even know. But yeah, they did finish in 8th, so I'm pretty proud of that one. 3 for 3. Can I make it 4 for 4 of our prediction of Chelsea? Let's see what we thought about the Blues.
What do we think of Chelsea's chances? Well, this is what we think. I thought 7th. The Football Manager predicted 9th, and the wheel predicted 5th. So we're all in the same ballpark. We all think that Chelsea will finish in the top half, with no Mauricio Pochettino, and the guy from Leicester taking over, who brought Leicester up into the Premier League.
Well, the random wheel was the closest one there, being one position off, so who knew the random wheel actually had some brains, despite being completely random. But let's see what we all thought of Crystal Palace. I'm not looking forward to this one.
I think they'll finish 11th. Football Manager thinks they'll finish 14th. And the wheel predicted they'll finish 3rd. So they predicted Brighton to finish above Crystal Palace. I thought the Crystal Palace to finish below Brighton, and so did Football Manager.
Oh man, I was so close. I was one position out, man. Who would have thought that I would have predicted 11th when they actually finished 12th? I was a bit too optimistic, but I guess I was the closest one to getting that one right. I also didn't think they would win the FA Cup, so, you know, I guess we were all wrong, and I guess, most of all, I was also right that they'd finish behind Brighton and Hove Albion, but I'm pretty sure that was obvious. Anyway, but let's see what we thought about Everton.
But let's have a look at Everton. Oh, God. Okay, so this is where we all think Everton are going to finish. We all think... I think they'll finish 13th. Football Manager thinks 15th, and the Will thinks 17th.
Well, I got that one absolutely spot on. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. My goodness, I did not think for a long time when Sean Dyche was still in charge that they'll actually finish 13th. It's only when they sacked him and hired David Moyes in it and be playing actually good football did they actually get into 13th. Man, who knew? Maybe if they signed him at the beginning of the season, they could have been top half. I genuinely think they could have been, but who knows? But let's see what we all thought about Fulham.
Let's see what our predictions are. Fulham is here. I think 15th. Football Manager thinks 16th. The Wheel had also predicted 16th.
Well, that wasn't great from any of us there. Technically, I was closest, but man, I'm still quite far away. They actually finished in 11th, which wasn't a bad season for them. It's decent enough for them, I guess. But yeah, none of us got close, but I guess it's another one for me, technically? Sure, let's go with that. But let's see what we all thought about Ipswich Town.
Well, let's see. This is the first newly promoted team, Ipswich Town. I'm actually genuinely looking forward to seeing them in the Premier League. I'm looking forward to seeing Portman Road in the Premier League, and I'll probably buy FIFA so I get Portman Road as a stadium. I think they're going to finish 18th. I think they're not going to be the worst promoted team. I think they'll only finish 18th on goal difference. It will come down to goal difference to who I think finishes in 17th.
Oh, so close. So just one place out. It's not so bad. I mean, to be fair, it wasn't goal difference. It was by 3 points. I don't know how, but I guess because Ipswich drew way too many games and not won enough games. But they were comfortably above the last place team. Who would have actually thought about that one? But yeah, I guess technically speaking, both me and Football Manager were a place out. So I guess we both share a point there. I don't know how many points we get for not getting it right and getting close, so I don't know. Let's move on to Leicester City. Let's see what we all thought about Leicester City.
Next is Leicester City, another newly promoted team. A team I was looking forward to seeing with their manager in charge until he fucked off to Chelsea, and now they have no one. But let's have a look at what we predict. So I predicted 14th. Football Manager predicted 18th, and the Will predicted 1st. They think they're going to win the Premier League again.
Well, that certainly didn't happen. They didn't win the Premier League. They didn't even come 14th because Football Manager got this one absolutely spot on. They finished in 18th somehow, and not entirely sure how, but fair play to Football Manager. They got that one right. But let's see what we all thought about Liverpool. Spoilers, none of us thought they'd win the league.
But let's have a look at Liverpool. Where do we think Liverpool's going to finish? I think it's pretty obvious where they should finish. But let's have a look. I think 3rd. Football Manager also thinks 3rd. And the Will predicted 20th. Never happening. If Liverpool get relegated this season, with Arne Slot in charge, I don't know what I'll do.
Well, congratulations go to Liverpool, who won the league. I actually didn't think Arne Slot would have been a great appointment, but I guess we were all wrong on that one because I don't think anyone had them down as to win the league. I'll be surprised if anyone did. But yeah, they won it, so fair play to them. I guess we all underestimated Arne Slot, so technically it's one for myself and Football Manager. We're both close to 3rd, but I guess it's hollow victory, really, isn't it? Because we were both wrong. I can tell you now who we're wrong about next, because up next is Manchester City.
Let's have a look at Manchester City. Where do we think? It's a bit obvious. 1st. I don't see them getting anything but 1st. Believe it or not, Football Manager also predicted first, and they also predicted that they'll have an invincible season. And the Will thinks 13th. It was one of the early ones, so the Will doesn't think you're going to do well. You're going to have a hell of a points deduction, apparently.
Well, none of that happened, except for the Will getting it right that they'll have a pretty bad season. They in fact finished 3rd, so yeah, I guess technically both me and Football Manager were right on that one, but you know, we're still quite a ways off. But now comes the most spooky prediction of them all, because up next is Manchester United.
But let's see where Manchester United finish, according to all of us. I think 9th, Football Manager predicted 6th, and the Wheel predicted 14th.
Holy shit, was the random wheel near enough spot on. Holy crap, despite when it came out and I was like, this is going to be random, it's never going to happen. It was nearly spot on. Holy shit. What the fuck is happening that a random wheel nearly got that one spot on? But man, let's see what we all thought about Newcastle United. Oh, God, this could be fun.
But let's have a look at Newcastle United. Newcastle United, I predicted 4th. Football Manager also predicted 4th. That was an interesting one. And the Wheel predicts 10th. And I was like, okay, that's a bit harsh.
Well, yeah, just a position out from myself and Football Manager there. They actually finished in 5th. I guess it could be kind of put down as disappointing. I don't know, because I kind of fumbled that, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it's kind of one of those seasons, I guess. But let's see what we all thought about Nottingham Forest. This is one I kind of want to skip because I know I didn't predict them very well.
Nottingham Forest. Where do we think Nottingham Forest are going to finish? I think 19th. This is a call from me. The Game, Football Manager 2024, thinks 12th. And the Wheel also thinks 12th.
Well, I got that one massively wrong. It was mainly because I thought they'd have a points deduction and me believing that Nuno Espirito Santo wasn't a good manager. Well, if you're the Nottingham Forest owner, you actually probably agree with me. So technically, Football Manager and the Random Wheel got that one closer when they predicted 12th. Yeah, wasn't good for me. But let's see what we said about Southampton. Well, this could be good because I think I remember what I predicted for Southampton.
But Southampton, where do I think Southampton's going to finish? I think 20th. The Game thinks 19th. And the Will thinks 4th. They think very highly of Southampton. The only reason I think Southampton will finish 20th is because there are 2 transfer rumours so far. Adam Lallana and the striker dude who used to play there, who now plays at West Ham, Danny Ings.
Yeah, absolutely spot on there from me. It wasn't that hard to predict, really, when they're... I don't think they actually signed anyone good. But yeah, they nearly became the worst Premier League team of all time, but they, survived that by a point. And I'm not even joking. That's how bad they are. But up next, Tottenham Hotspur. What did we predict Tottenham Hotspur? Spoiler, we're all wrong.
Tottenham Hotspur. Me and Football Manager both think 5th, and the Wheel thinks 9th. I don't think 9th is fair.
Well, we were all pissing wrong there. They finished in 17th. Wow, so shit. And they won the Europa League, so well done. I guess you get European football. And I guess you sacked Ange, which is, wow, way to go. Sack your manager that had, won you trophies. But congrats to the Random Wheel who predicted 9th, so I guess they get that one more right than any of us did. But let's see what we thought of West Ham United.
Let's have a look at West Ham. I think 17th. Football Manager also thinks 17th, and the Wheel predicts 18th. I love the Wheel. The Wheel's brilliant. If this comes true, I will forever worship the Wheel. I'll make all my decisions in life with the Wheel.
Well, thank goodness I don't have to worship a Wheel, because they were wrong, but I love them nonetheless. But they technically finished in 14th, so therefore mine and Football Manager's predictions of 17th was closer. They finished above Manchester United, and they can't say that often, can they? Oh dear. But yeah, let's move on to our next team and final team, Wolverhampton Wanderers. What did we all think about that?
But Wolverhampton Wanderers, where do we all think Wolverhampton are going to finish? I think 16th, the Game thinks 11th, and the Wheel thinks 8th. Very optimistic.
Oh well, another spot on prediction from me. They did finish in 16th, and only just by goal difference. Thanks to Manchester United for not being so shit, I guess. But yeah, man, there was other predictions we did, like top goal scorer. I got that one wrong because I thought it would be Erling Haaland. It was actually Mo Salah. The most assists, I thought it would be De Bruyne. It was Mo Salah. I actually also said later in the video that it would be the surprise of the season would be Manchester United. Now, let's see what I said about that.
The surprise of the season would be wherever Manchester United finish, or whatever Manchester United do. will be the surprise of the season.
Well, I wasn't wrong about that now, was I? They definitely surprised everyone by finishing 15th or 16th, wherever they finished. They finished so low down, it doesn't really matter. But here's what the table would look like on the thing that I had at the beginning. I would have had 14 correct, which is quite impressive. Football Manager would have had 8, and the random wheel, unbelievably, has 4, which one of them includes Manchester United's position. God damn. So maybe next time we might predict Manchester United to be a bit worse. I don't know. Yeah, we'll do this again soon, but until next time, we'll see you then. Bye for now.